Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Operator Stadium. I am your host, Rutledge Wood. So excited to be here with you. We've had so much fun getting the week kicked off. We want to say big thanks to Mike Rowe, just doing Titan of the Trades up there. I'm going to take a walk up here, wave to everybody. Y'all having a good day so far? Glad y'all are here with us. All right, we're going to have a good time today. We're going to show you some of the really newest and coolest stuff the Cat's got. You know, for me, maybe you know me from covering NASCAR on NBC, Top Gear on the History Channel, maybe even Hyperdrive on Netflix. But I'm a person that's always loved cars and trucks, anything with an engine. So I've been a Cat fan for a long, long time. And when they asked me to be here to be a part of this, I jumped at them because the stuff that goes on that so many people use every single day to make all of our lives better is so real, and Caterpillar has a huge hand in that. So today, I was just so excited to get to be a part of this. I was lucky enough to go to the training facility there in Edwards, Illinois, and I really loved getting to learn more about them. So today, we're going to try to ask a lot of questions, show a lot of cool new stuff off to you guys, but we certainly can't do that alone. We got a great team here that's going to help. If you're taking any pictures, post them anywhere on social. Make sure you use the hashtag CONEXPO. CONEXPO. That's where everybody can see where you are, see what you're up to. Now, safety is our #1 priority here at Caterpillar, so please take a look at the big screens so you can see a couple things that we want you to make sure you know. If you need ear protection, there's dispensers at each of the grandstands. Most importantly, please do not lean on or climb over the stadium barrier. For safety concerns, reach out to a Cat rep in the red shirts or security personnel, and your health is important too. There are hand sanitizer stations located in the stadium. Now, without further ado, I want to remind you why we're here, to celebrate you, the operators, the owners, the fleet managers, the ones out there every day getting the work done because your work matters.
Daybreak. You push yourself out of the darkness, often gone before the rest of the house is awake. If you could stay longer with your family, you would. But they know every time you leave, you're doing it for them. Because your work matters. Today, like every day, there will be challenges to face on your job site. It could be the elements, the overtime, or something unexpected. But you stand strong because you know your employees, your customers, and your community are counting on you. To each of them, your work matters. Like a force of nature, your work transforms the world as we know it. Your skill, your unwavering resolve to do things right. These ensure your efforts will stand the test of time. Your milestones are your legacy. You are a giant. You are a doer. And your work matters to all of us.
As you just saw, the operators are a huge part of the reason that I wanted to be here with the Caterpillar family and be a part of CONEXPO. The operators that you're going to see today put on this amazing demonstration for you were once all just like you. They were customers, and now they are some of the very best in the business. I want to now introduce my friend Chad Cremines, who is the Field Operations Manager for CAT. He runs many of the company's educational initiatives like these demos. Chad, thanks for being here, brother.
Absolutely, man. How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm so excited. I know we're going to get to show some people some amazing stuff. Tell us a little bit about what we're going to see today.
Yeah, absolutely. So like you said, they're from the Edwards Demonstration Learning Center, these guys here. And at Edwards, we demonstrate CAT equipment. We train on CAT equipment, and that can be at the customer site or at our demo center. And then we get to do really cool stuff like this and hang out with you.
It's a good time. We know that for sure. Are you guys ready for the action? I think they're ready.
I think they're ready.
So what exactly is going to get built today?
Well, today we're going to build a stage because we wanted to highlight the machines. It's all about the operators, but without a machine, You know, we're just people, right?
Sure.
So it's all about the machine. So we're building a stage today in about 30 minutes. We got 6 of the best to do it, so we're pretty excited.
And then after that, people are going to be able to come out on the dirt, check out all these great new machines, but they're going to be able to get in the dirt on this stage that you guys built.
Yeah, we're going to have our product experts out there. They can chit-chat with them, ask questions, kick the tires, do whatever they want.
Well, that sounds great. All right, well, y'all get started. I'm going to move up top so I get a better view. Good luck. Let's go
You too,
for it.
buddy. Thank you. Absolutely. Yeah, so these 6 operators, they're going to do us a real good job today. But before we do that, we got to make sure we're ready to go here, Josh. Can you make sure we're ready to go? I'm good. How are you?
Come by here from the dealer. Old Tyler's going to stop and look over this articulated truck as part of our customer agreement, service agreement. So customers of Tyler's going to come on over and take a look at this, and part of this agreement is for us to focus on our services and preventative maintenance. So while Tyler's up there looking at that truck, I'm going to do my pre-shift walk around, okay? Now, typically we used to do this with notepads and papers, but I'm going to use the CAD Inspect app today. So the nice thing about the CAD Inspect app, I can use it on my phone, or I can also use the tablet as well. So typically everybody has a nice cell phone, smartphone today. This CAD Inspect app will actually take me through the points that I need to start looking at on this particular articulated truck. And it actually has all those items listed. That way I don't accidentally forget anything, and I know that I'm doing it consistently every day. Now, if there's something that I notice that needs addressed on here, what I need to do is I can either type it in or actually take a picture and attach that to the app. And then I can send it back to the shop, or he always has record of it. There's been times I use this to go back and look for hours on our bucket teeth of wheel loaders or cutting edges on dozers or motor graders, just to have an idea of maybe the extended life we're getting on that. So Chad, I did my quick pre-shift walk around. I'm going to go up, climb in the cab. I got a load count to get this afternoon, and we'll start moving some dirt.
Absolutely. Got to hit your production numbers. And that customer value agreement you're talking about, Josh, those are pretty nice, man. I tell you what, we can tailor them to any customer. And the main goal is to keep your machine running. At the end of the day, that's what we want to do. We want these yellow things up and running for our customers. Gives you complete peace of mind. It's a good scenario all around.
All right, Chad, I'm back up here with you up top. I want to say a big hello to everybody hanging out here in the Technology Grandstand Services too. There's so much going on here. Make sure you explore, go check it out, the store too. But Chad, we're going to start out today with a little bit of tandem loading. I assume this is like the Bro Wave version right now, what's happening.
You know, it kind of is, buddy. I tell you, tandem loading, it doesn't happen a lot, but when it happens, there is no better way than to move material in tandem loading. It works out real slick. A lot of our mines and quarries, when they're trucked up, and of course you know what that means, right?
What does that mean, trucked up?
You got to have enough trucks. So you get enough trucks, you get 2 loaders with 2 gifted operators in there, and they can move that material in a very, very short amount of time. And that's exactly what these guys are going to do for you. So we got Tyler and Brian Kane out there, or not Tyler, we got Nathan and Brian Kane out there for you, and they're loading that 725 extremely fast. It works out excellent in a high production scenario.
Well, this is cool. Let's check in with Nathan. You're in that 972M. Tell us a little bit about that thing.
Well, I tell you what, Rutledge, this 972M, I mean, it's the cat's meow, as I like to call it. It's got a ton of technology, but the one thing I really want to focus on is the joystick steering. So this is nothing new. A lot of people think it's something we've added, but it's been around in our K-Series wheel loaders. And what really makes it great for the operator is at their fingertips, they have the joystick control of, the forward, neutral, and reverse. They have the gear selector, you got your horn. There's a lot of stuff you have right there, but most of all, visibility makes a huge difference on there. And then next is the payload system. So the payload system allows me to make sure I get the right amount of material in there, but that helps because I have this bucket on here. And this bucket is what we call the Performance Series bucket. And it helps me load this bucket real easy, get full loads every time, and it's just a great thing.
It's cool to see that technology, Chad, help them out. Now, one thing that I noticed is it sounds like these loaders operate and feel differently. Why is that?
Yeah, well, it just depends on what our customers need or what they want. The 972 is more of a traditional mechanical drive system, where the 930 is a hydrostatic style system. At 972 with that lockup clutch torque converter works excellent in a load and carry type scenario. Typically, the heat will eat up a lot of transmissions, but not with that 972. And then you got the 930. Great system for a small contractor, maybe a municipality or something like that. That hydrostatic system gives them infinite speed control and infinite torque. It's absolutely splendid.
Well, let's check in with Kane. He's in that 930. Kane, I know that's got the Performance Series bucket on there. What can you tell us about that setup?
Yeah, I can tell you a little bit, Rudd, about this Performance Series bucket. It's all about the options here at Caterpillar, plus it's all about commonality. So this machine here, with this Performance Series bucket, it's got a longer dig floor on that, which what that does for the operators enables us to penetrate the material or the pile, and then able to get a fuller bucket easier. So just like this machine here, just like Nathan's running, we can get a Performance Series bucket on that machine also. So a lot of commonality when it comes to these machines for sure. Chad mentioned a few differences there may be, but definitely a lot of commonality. On this particular machine, we talked a little bit about how we may use this in certain applications. This could be a support machine, maybe on a pipe job, taking some pipe to an excavator, maybe filling the trench box with some gravel, things of that nature. So it's a very versatile machine for sure.
Thanks, Brian. Chad, what else can we say? If we're thinking about a bigger job, are these the same machines you'd want to use?
I mean, you could use these machines, but we definitely have bigger machines too, buddy, I tell you. If you're on a big dirt job, you're going to use a large wheel tractor scraper, maybe a 627 or 637. And then in a perfect scenario, when the material's just right, a push-pull and a 627, you cannot move material faster. It works fantastic. Then you throw a D9 in there, and you can help push those scrapers through the cut and then maintain the cut at the same time. Caterpillar does a fantastic job of making sure that these systems work together. So sure, we build loaders and we build trucks, but they don't work well together. There's no point. That's why this bucket is matched perfectly for the target that it's going after, and that's no accident. That's absolutely by design.
That's cool. Let's talk about these indicator lights on the top of the cab here on the 725. When you talk about the different technology that payloads going on, what exactly do those mean?
Yeah, no, that's a good question. So there is tons of technology. You know, all these machines, they have Vision Link on them.
That's it, Nathan.
But at the end of the day, sometimes just a simple indicator light on the truck is really all you need. And so when that truck has a green indicator light, you know, that's telling the operator to continue loading. And then when it starts to flash red, he knows he's probably got one more bucket to throw on. And then when it's solid red, that's telling the operator of the loader that truck is in fact loaded. So it's just a simple indication to keep that operator of the loader informed. And what it also does too, it's going to make sure that we, one, get our trucks loaded properly, because you don't want a partially loaded truck headed down the road and then you're wasting time. We want to keep productivity high, but then at the same time, you don't want to overload the truck, because then you're adding extra wear and tear that isn't necessary on that truck.
That's for sure. If you're just stopping by and joining us, welcome to Caterpillar's Operator Stadium. We're watching 6 of the CAT operators from the training facility in Edwards, Illinois right now put on an amazing show. They're building a stage so that after this demo, you guys will be able to come out on the dirt, come check this out. Chad, do you remember how many loads of dirt it took to build this?
Just shy of 200 loads, and they hauled it in about 6 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
All this to create this amazing stadium. Yesterday, we had the Global Operator Challenge Finals. We found out who the very best operator in the world is. Joss Nigam from Canada put on an amazing display. But right now what we're seeing is how all of these different machines can work so well together. Earlier we had our technology demo. We'll have one of those every single day at noon. You can see some of those new things, but make sure you go explore, find all the different areas, go see our friends downstairs in the store. There's some amazing CAT gear, but this is one of my favorite parts. When we watch the triumphant entrance of the 325 and our buddy Speedo, as he makes his way inside here, up and over the berm. Speedo, I believe, got the name because he was an incredible collegiate swimmer. A lot of people said he was going to be the first Michael Phelps.
Yeah, they called him the minnow.
Is that what it was? Yeah.
Yeah, he was amazing.
Speedo, you're in that 325, pretty big machine. What can you tell us about it? It's got a small footprint.
It is. So this is a typical scenario out on the job site. So got the service truck in this time, but typically we see the boss's truck parked right in the way out on the job. So makes it a little bit difficult. You know, a lot of times you'll see these machines sitting out in the middle of one lane of traffic. They got barrier blocks around. They got a lot of construction going on. And, you know, we're tearing out concrete, trying to clean up, or maybe make a sewer repair. So, you know, you can fit these things up with some optional blades to really make the machine extremely versatile. So as, you know, as we get Josh coming over here to get loaded, you know, we're tearing things out, we're cleaning things up, and there's a lot of technology on board the machine that we can use. So this Next Gen X has the same features that we've had out for a couple of years now with our common cab. We've got it loaded up with the same exact technology that some of the customers are using. So as Josh comes back here, that's good, Josh. We're using the payload feature. So push of a button on the joystick, and now I'm tracking each bucket as I put it in that truck. As we're familiar with the rest, you know, we've got grade in here, we've got assist. There's all kinds of defense that we can use as we get in those tight scenarios, and it really makes the operator's job a lot easier. You know, you add in some of these ground level checks, and man, the operator's not having to crawl all over the machine to get their jobs done when they're getting started. Really makes life easy.
That's cool, Speedo. Chad, we saw the 440 just came out. I know one of the big things on that are those new seat-mounted controls. Why is that such a big deal on
Yeah, you know, it's a great deal. I mean, at the end of the day, when you're in a cab of whatever machine you're running, 6, 8, 10, 12 hours a day, kind of wears you out, you know? So this thing's got seat-mounted controls. It gives that operator the ability to run those controls as his seat may bounce up and down as he's traversing across material, or maybe even just sitting and digging. You get a lot of feedback from the ground. So that, it gives him the ability to control those all the time and still stay comfortable. Keeping that operator comfortable and productive is obviously top of the list, and safe, of course.
Yeah, if you can reduce fatigue, you're going to increase productivity.
Good, Josh.
That's a natural fit. So I also heard the Cat's launching 5 new backhoes this year.
Yeah, 5 new backhoes, absolutely. The 415, I believe, through the 430. Those machines are fantastic units. They're building on that lineage that we've got with backhoe loaders. And back to this 440 real quick, another thing about the comfort of it, it's got a dual mode feature. So if Tyler wanted to, a lot of these customers, they put these machines in really crazy scenarios, so maybe jump in a trench or something like that. They can turn that seat sideways, and he can run either the backhoe or the front end with the switch of a button. It's pretty awesome. Keeps him safe and sound and keeps him productive.
That's way cool. Now, it's really neat to me to watch all of these different machines work together, to see this stage all come together. And we know that Cat's been making tractors for a long time. They've been making dozers for almost 95 years. The D6 XE is the world's first high-drive electric dozer. John Hood, you're at the helm. What do you think of that thing?
Well, I've told a lot of people already, it's one heck of a dozer. I really enjoy running these things. When you talk about comfort earlier, I'd like to add this total redesign, first redesign of the D6 dozer in 35 years. And they focus a lot, not only on performance, but on the cab of these machines. A lot more room in these cabs, a lot more seat function, a lot more controls. Control functions, I can slide my armrest forward, I can raise them up. You get really comfortable in these machines, and talking about fatigue, you're a lot less fatigued at the end of the day when you're sitting pretty comfortable, your back's not hurting, bouncing up and down all day.
Yeah, that thing, I tell you what, not only is that thing a heck of a pusher, and if you're an operator, you know exactly what I mean, it just infinitely pushes, but it's also extremely fuel efficient. It's a great system, high drive, keeping that thing up out of the debris, works out extremely well. So all that stuff John's talking about, we've had so many operators say the same thing. It's an amazing little system. They've done a good job with that dozer.
John, how long have you been driving heavy equipment?
I started when I was in high school, but I don't really like to count them years. So after I graduated, I've been running.
It's impressive, man. The craziest thing that when I hear you talk about how different it is with that electric drive when you're turning, why is that so important to get that push?
On these electric drives, it's instead of having to change your angle all the time with your typical mechanical drives, you don't have to push straight on every time. You got more of ability to turn. The machine just has more power to turn under a load, or turn while you're cutting, or turn while you're pushing.
That's awesome, man. We sure appreciate you being here. All right, the 310 is now making its way out here into Operator Stadium. Nathan has now climbed behind that one. Nathan, we know that that's an industry leader because of the operator experience. What is it about the operator experience that's so good in there?
Well, I tell you what, Rutledge, it's not just one thing. There's quite a few, but the first one that's really just changed the world, in my opinion, is this stick steer. So it's something they introduced, I believe this last year, and it's an industry-changing thing on here. So what I'm able to do is, with my left hand, I'm able to steer this just like I would a skid steer. I'm going to tap of a button. I can move back right to my bucket and boom controls. And I can even set it up to where I can run those controls while I'm in stick steer with my thumb roller and some other miscellaneous buttons. Some of the other stuff that's on here, though, that makes a huge difference is the display. So it's a LCD display. I got all these controls that are right forward in front of my shoulder, so there's no more looking behind you to find like the radio or the air conditioner or anything like that. It's all right in front of me. And then you throw in here this blade that's attached, 10,000 pounds. With that thing down in the ground, I can add 10,000 pounds of, or I can lift up to 10,000 pounds with that, up to 8 feet high, which is just industry changing, Rutledge.
That blade's huge, man. That's a big deal. You can definitely tell the Caterpillar is listening. They're paying attention to the automotive industry, taking some of those influences. Because I know when you make the operator more comfortable, give them things like, I don't know, Bluetooth, suddenly work doesn't seem so much. Is that true that thing's got Bluetooth?
Yeah, you better believe it. You know what's going on right now, Brett?
What?
Little Burl Ives.
Burl Ives. Oh, I think you're just trying to cover up your love of Wayne Newton. You're in a comfortable space here. We all love you, Nathan. I think that's cool. Wayne's the man. All right, the 150 is out. Josh is now driving that. Josh, as the operator, what is it that makes that 150 so special?
Well, Rob, before I get into exactly what makes this 150 so special, I wanted to just let you know and everybody here that, you know, the Caterpillar Motor Grader Product Group, we have the option for anybody right now. So you notice in this 150 is a joystick controlled machine, but we also offer the steering wheel with levers. If you're a customer out there that wants a joystick controlled machine with all the bells and whistles under the sun, this 150 is definitely the machine you want. But there's operators out there that really do prefer the steering wheel and levers, and we have that option as well. I encourage everyone to go out underneath gate number 2 and take a look at that 140 sitting out there.
Is that thing all-wheel drive?
Absolutely, it's all-wheel drive. So this machine is a all-wheel drive machine, and basically what I like to tell operators is it's a set it and forget it type system. Just like a Traeger grill. You have a Traeger grill, Rutledge?
Oh, you know I do.
Absolutely. And actually the set it and forget it thing is, if you turn it on, it automatically goes to a 1-to-1 ratio. So front tires to the ground speed of the tandem. So the operator doesn't have to worry about how much hydraulic flow is going to the front end and lots of other things that they would need to worry about. So it's very nice. It's 2 pumps, 2 motors. So working in a radius like this, it knows that I have steering angle, and it knows that I'm trying to pull the machine in a left type of scenario. So the right tire will actually travel a little faster than the left to try to keep me in that radius and keep me online, which is super nice.
Well, I know you got stuff to do. I'm going to let you keep working.
Hey, hang on a minute.
Oh, wait.
Hey, I haven't even had time to talk about the mastless part of it.
Oh, it's mastless. I forgot. Let's talk about that.
So, yes, it's a mastless 3D machine. So you'll notice that it has receivers on top of the cab, 1 receiver, and also a receiver on the main frame. The radio's on the front of the cab. Now, nice thing, as an operator, I don't have to worry about the mast and the receivers being mounted on top of the moldboard. The other beautiful part about this is we have sensors that recognize every position that the DCM, drawbar, circle, and moldboard are in. So I have full functionality and capability of every type of scenario that I put this machine in for any application. So in a nutshell, Rutledge, that's a little bit about the mastless, and I'll talk about it a little bit more in the technology demo tomorrow at noon.
Josh, I promise I won't interrupt you again.
You got to understand, motor grader guys, they're crabby.
He loves it.
They're just crabby.
He's like, don't stop. This is my favorite.
Right,
All right.
right.
I see the 313 GC is out there. Speedo, you're over in that. That one's a really different look at some of the excavators. Tell me about that one.
Yep, so this is just a little bit more simple option that Caterpillar's offering. So we listen to our customers. Not everybody needs that loaded up technology machine. You know, maybe they need a machine for some grading. So right now I'm back here working on our wall. Got 28 feet of reach with this long stick on this. Great machine, little light grading, not loaded up with technology, so it maybe we'll throw some hammers on here, a mulcher, compactor. So still need that machine on the job site, but maybe it's just not working quite as hard as that, say, that 325 or a 323 excavator. But one of the really nice things, they got side access, easy getting on and off the machine. Don't have to crawl up on it all the time. Easy oil check right off my right-hand side. The one best feature, no depth fluid on this thing.
That's a big deal. I love watching Nathan use the blades. You're in the GC, no depth. I mean, Chad, the no diesel exhaust fluid is a big deal because I know it's all about trying to keep things simpler, lower the cost for the operator.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. Like, you know, earlier we talked about having choices for the customer, and we've got that. I mean, if you want all these machines, they can report back at the home base and let them know how much material they're moving, or maybe they got 2D or 3D and everybody's working on the same design, or you can have a GC. You go out, you turn the key, it starts. You got great support from your dealer. You got genuine cap parts. It's all good to go. It's a machine that does what you need to do when you need it. It's a perfect scenario for a lot of our customers.
That's all you need. And speaking of all your customers, there's a ton of new models for 2020 for the customers.
Yeah, we just launched 50 products in the last 12 months. And now for 2020, we've got 50 more planned. It's pretty amazing what we're doing, listening to the customer and putting that to paper and then putting it to iron.
That's cool. And let's not forget about equipment management solutions. It's not just your machines, it's also the job site, right?
Yeah, if you don't do preventative maintenance, you're going to have a problem. And CAT has a great system to help you both on a web base and in an app on your phone to be that. You have all of that capability. Let me say it another way. It's just another tool in the toolbox, right?
Yeah.
And you can help keep your machines up and running. All that you need to do to make sure, just like we were doing this morning before we got going here, make sure those machines are ready. We've got that value agreement with our local dealer. They come out, they work through the machine, make sure it's ready to go. No downtime because we're at home eating breakfast. Before we even get there, they've got it ready to go.
I mean, CAT's evolving their technology in so many different ways. Why was it important for them to incorporate the technology into all these new models?
That's what our customers are asking for, buddy. I mean, at the end of the day, everything that we do is what they're asking for. You know, we don't sit around and just kind of dream up some crazy widgets. We listen to them, we have conversations with them, we work with them, and we figure out what works, or they help us figure out what works, and then we provide a solution to the best of our ability.
I keep hearing about smart attachments, Chad. What are smart attachments?
Yeah, these D3 little skid loaders and compact track loaders. So we've got the 299 D3 and the 289 D3. They've got the ability to hook up to what we call smart attachments. So we've got a backhoe loader smart attachment. You got a motor grader or smart grader attachment out here. And then we have a smart dozer blade also. You hook that up and the machine recognizes what it is instantly. So let's say, for example, I put a backhoe loader attachment on my D3 machine. It recognizes what it is, and it turns my controls into a familiar pattern for me. So I don't have to learn a new pattern. I don't have to figure out how to make it work. And then I click a button on my control, and I go right back to skid steer loader controls. It's a perfect scenario, giving you the ability to do more with less.
And Tyler, you're in that 289 with the smart attachment grader on there. Can you tell us a little bit about it, how it works?
Well, by golly, I believe I can. You know, this thing works like a dream. You know, it's real smooth. Like Chad said, you know, all I got to do is click a button. I'm back to my grader blade. Click the button back to my skid loader. So if I get in tight spots that say the motor grader can't get into, I can get into them corners. Or if I'm just got it at home there, you know, and I want to put a crown on my driveway or put a little building pad up, you know, I mean, it works like a dream.
That's awesome. All right, I see the 299 is out there working hard. I've heard a lot about the cab. Kane, you're inside. What can you tell us about it?
Yeah, Rut, we'll talk a little bit about how the cab has been improved. Got a little bit more room in here for the operators because, you know, operators definitely come in many different forms and shapes and sizes, right? Got my buddy Mr. Tyler out there. He's a little bit larger than I am, a little bit taller, but anyways, we're able to adjust these controls, even our controls that we hold onto, and the seat and the cab has gotten much roomer for everyone.
It's really cool, Chad. It is a big deal to know that you can have somebody that's 6'3", like Tyler, work the same machine. somebody like Brian who's not that tall, but it's also about having the right tool for the job, having all this versatility.
Yeah, that's for sure, man. I mean, at the end of the day, if you can take one machine out there and it's going to fit all your guys, it's a pretty good scenario, right?
Oh, absolutely it is. I mean, watching all of this happen in such a short amount of time, and people saw earlier from the technology demo, how much did you guys work on this show for all these fans?
Yeah, we put about 1,600 hours just prepping for this demo alone. Not to mention all the prep work for the material and the walls and all that to figure out. We put a lot of time into it. The guys have done a bang-up job, I must say.
It really is cool. I mean, that's, I think, one of the favorite things that I got to see is there at Edwards, Illinois. You know, tons of people that are sitting here have been trained by these 6 operators, whether it's there in Edwards or all their places around the world, right? Because there's more than one training center.
Yeah, we actually have 3 globally, one in Malaga, Spain, one in Green Valley, Arizona, which is just south of Tucson, and then the one in Edwards, which is just outside of Peoria, Illinois. And those guys, they will travel the world. They do what they need to do to get the job done. We're there to help the customer, no matter what that might be.
Now we can see the CS56 rolling out here now. Hood, you're operating that one. Tell us a little bit about it.
Well, some might think I drew the short straw today, having run the compactor, but little do they know there's a trick on this compactor that will allow me to map out an area. Say I get a big parking lot, I can go over the area once, I can map it with this semi-autonomous system on this machine, and then the compactor will actually run itself, and all I have to do is sit here and watch it.
Wow.
It's pretty neat. Not a whole lot of people know about that. So if you get out here in the dirt today, I'm sure there'll be, if you have questions about it, there'll be somebody out here to answer them.
Hey, what's that beeping that I hear when you're backing up?
So that's a CAT detect our radar system. So it works off a radar, and if it senses something around you, like these camera guys in front of me, if I started to go forward, it would give me an audible alert saying, hey, there's something in front of you. So if I'm looking back behind me, and then all of a sudden I start to go forward and it starts to beep, I know there's something up there.
So just like a warning that you might have on your truck at home, now we've got that kind of technology paired with a really great backup camera in that compactor.
Yeah, absolutely. You pair that with that backup camera, which is on a display right up here in front of me, very easy to see. And as you can see, I don't know if you can see this display in the machine, but this is the command for compaction display up here as well.
That's awesome. Chad, so many different offerings. One of my favorites is the one you let me ride in on, the new UTV here.
Yeah, you bet, buddy. We basically, again, we're listening to our customers. If they need something, we do our best to provide it. So this UTV, it works out really slick. It's got electric power steering. So, you know, when Josh is whizzing around out there with you, you got good control the entire time. It's got excellent suspension. It's got a steel box, which is kind of unheard of almost. And then I think that thing will hold up to 1,000 pounds. So it's a really nice system. Works good for our guys.
It's cool. There's diesel finally, which is great. We got gas, but let's talk a little bit about some of the CAT paving products.
Yeah, our CAT paving product group, they do an amazing job. I mean, if you take someone like myself, I don't know too much about paving. I know the goes up, Brett. That's really about all I know. But those guys, they're absolutely experts in their field. They put out some world-class pavers, rollers, pneumatic rollers, cold planers like my buddy Austin Elgin here. He used to run a cold planer a little bit. Road compactors, anything you need, that group has the experience to put it down. It works out real good for us.
I mean, I know there's a lot of people who want to operate these machines. If you're interested in a CAT, what should you do?
It's lots of options, buddy. I tell you, first let's just start off with the basics. If you've got a machine and it needs some work, or maybe it's getting a little long in the tooth, so to speak, we can help you out. We've got CAT certified rebuild, and we can bring your machine up to new specs. And even if need be, or if possible, we can put new technology on that machine, giving you the latest possible technology to an older machine. It gives it a new life. It's a fantastic system. And then let's say you're somewhere and you got a job coming up and you just need one more machine. Maybe one more truck or one more loader, whatever the case may be. We got our CAT rents. CAT has an excellent broadcasted net of rental stores across the U.S., almost 800 across the U.S., and they can get you just about anything you need. And Rudd, if you're like me, you have the ability to run one of these fine and daddy shovels. You can get one of them there too, so it works out real slick. And then beyond that, you can even go up to a CAT certified used. You're ready to purchase, but you don't want that big ticket item maybe. CAT certified used is the way to go. They have certain criteria that they have to meet before they make them a CAT certified used machine. They got to meet a 140-point inspection. Oftentimes they'll pull machines out of the rental fleet, and we know how they're already maintained, and then we certify them and sell them to our customers. And then of course you can buy new. You know, CAT has everything from a 301.5 mini excavator up to a 395 like we have right over here today. Anything you want within reason, we've got it. No one has the range of machines that we have. And oftentimes, if you work with your dealer, they do have 0% financing available, Rut. So if you're interested.
You know I'm interested in that UTV. I'm going to have to make some calls at home first. It's incredible to me how quickly these operators took these machines and managed to build all of this great stage. I know these fans are going to be able to get out there in a little while, go check it out. I mean, it's the machines, really. It's these operators. They're the best of the best.
Yeah, these guys are great people. And it's just like every customer here, you're only as good as your people. And Caterpillar is no different. And thankfully, we've got some of the best people I've ever worked around. And coincidentally, they're amazing operators. They know how to move dirt. They know how these brand new CAT pieces of equipment work. It's a great scenario for us. We're super fortunate to have them. Well, Rut, we're going to set these machines up, get them all ready so that we can have people come out and enjoy a little time with our product experts.
This is awesome, man. You guys, let's give all these operators a big round of applause putting this together. We're so glad y'all are hanging out with us. If you look on the screen, we're going to show you guys a QR code that you can scan, try to win some great prizes from the great giveaway. We got CAT hats, CAT phones, even a CAT mini excavator. Just take your phone out, go to take a picture of that. It'll give you a link. And coming up right now, in just a minute, you're going to hear from Mike Rowe about the Micro Works Foundation. You can stick around after this segment for a chance to walk around in the dirt. Make sure you say hello to our operators, Chad and the boys. Great job. Did you guys have a good time? Yeah, you did. There you go. Y'all make a little noise. Micro and the Micro Works coming up.
We're proud to support you, the titans of the trades. With the next generation of equipment, the most advanced technology, and a whole new range of tools and services to keep you at the top of your game, so you can accomplish what matters most to you.